cutlass, fresh kicks, fat laces, tinted windows, roofless. Corner store wisdom from the elders who know. Pager on my hip, that's how messages flow. Carrying knowledge passed down from the block, where every lesson learned comes with a mental shock. Watching brothers fall while others try to rise in these concrete jungles under cloudy skies. Brick buildings project windows, that's my view. Surviving day to day is all that we can do. PlayStation and Sega keep the youth inside, while outside dangers lurk where shooters hide. Block Chronicles, stories from the street. Block Chronicles, life ain't always sweet. Block Chronicles, watching as we grow. Block Chronicles, things they'll never know. Bodega on the corner where we gather to speak. Cipher in the park every day of the week. Basketball courts where legends are made. Under street lights until the daylight fades. Police cruising slow, watching every move. Like we all criminals with something to prove. 9 to 5 ain't cutting it for most, so hustlers find a way to be their own boss. Beepers beeping, pay phones ringing loud. Everybody's trying to make their mama proud. Some make it out, most still stuck within the cycle of the streets, the hunger to win. Block Chronicles, stories from the street. Block Chronicles, life ain't always sweet. Block Chronicles, watching as we grow. Block Chronicles, things they'll never know. Gonna stoop to the roof, from the corner to the store. Every block has its truth, every hood has its law. Ghetto CNN, I report what I see. No cable needed for this reality TV. Graffiti on the walls telling urban tales. Brothers in orange jumpsuits posting bail. Domino games with the old heads who teach. Life lessons school teachers never reach. Boombox blasting as we rock fresh gear. Fubu, cross colors, crocodile we wear. Street entrepreneurs with nothing but dreams. Finding ways to eat by whatever means. This ain't fiction, this is how we live. Taking what little we got, learning how to give. Block Chronicles, stories from the street. Block Chronicles, life ain't always sweet. Block Chronicles, watching as we grow. Block Chronicles, things they'll never know. Yeah, thought you knew about these Block Chronicles, but this is how it really is. Streets don't love nobody, they just witness your story. From the corner hustlers to the project hallways. What you see on TV ain't half of what goes down daily. These blocks raise us, break us, sometimes save us. You either adapt to the concrete jungle or get swallowed by it. That's the real Block Chronicles. Unfiltered, uncut. So next time you think you know, remember, you only seen the surface.
Another day in these streets, another chance to breathe. Another brother locked down who will never be free. Police rolling through slow, eyeing me with suspicion, while the mayor talking about urban revitalization. Red dew, pockets empty, pressure mountain. Options limited, mouths to feed, problems compounding. Corner boys watching, offering quick solutions, but that path leads straight to penal institutions. Heat rising from concrete on summer days. Project hallways smell like urine and rage. Sirens background, music, helicopters overhead. Another chalk outline, another mother seeing red. Survival mode activated from the moment I wake. In this concrete jungle full of lions on the take. Concrete jungle survival, day after day. Concrete jungle survival, finding a way. Concrete jungle survival, trapped in the game. Concrete jungle survival, nothing's the same. Housing authority, shutting down buildings. While politicians count votes, they yielding. Lead paint peeling, exposing our children to poison. While schools falling apart with textbooks missing. Ambulance takes forever to reach our side of town. By time they arrive, another brother's in the ground. Landlords collecting rent but fixing nothing. Roaches and rats, our permanent roommates running. Water brown from the tap, can't drink it or trust it. System designed to keep us down and busted. Working 2 jobs just to barely survive, while they wonder why the rage stays alive. Police know my name but don't know my story. Just another suspect in their territory. Concrete jungle survival, day after day.
survival and surrender, between hunger and rage. That's where manhood's tested. That's where choices get made. Liquor stores and check cashing on every block. Churches preaching patience while we living in shock. Diabetes and high blood pressure killing us slow, while fast food the only option where we go. Corner store groceries twice the price, half the quality. Fresh produce non-existent in this locality. Basketball courts with broken rims giving false hope, while college recruiters nowhere close to the scope. Brothers returning from prison with no chances, just more barriers, more invisible fences. Walking the tightrope between legal and eating. System designed to keep us competing for scraps falling from the master's table, while they label us animals, unable and unstable. Concrete jungle survival, day after day. Concrete jungle survival, finding a way. Concrete jungle survival, trapped in the game. Concrete jungle survival, nothing's the same.
In the rear view, constantly scanning. Police cruisers slowing down what they planning. Rolling through the neighborhood like an occupation. Fourth Amendment, just a recommendation. Stopping brothers for existing while black. Where you headed? Let me see what's in that sack. No probable cause needed for the shakedown. Just another day in the neighborhood breakdown. Memorizing which routes avoid they vision, which streets to skip to avoid collision, which stores they watch, which corners they film, which blocks they raid to justify they build up a military gear and paid overtime, while community centers closing in their prime. One time watching, eyes everywhere. One time watching, moving with care. One time watching, surveillance state. One time watching, neighborhood wait. Unmarked cars with tinted windows, following movements wherever the wind blows. Protecting property, but not people. Standing on corners now illegal. Gathering in groups creates suspicion, while white folks' parties get permission. License plate readers tracking movements. Body cameras conveniently malfunction. Helicopter spotlights lighting up the block for minor infractions they selectively spot. Jumping out squads terrorizing youth, planting evidence when they need proof. Everybody knows somebody caught in the trap of selective enforcement and judicial handicap. One time watching, eyes everywhere. One time watching, moving with care. One time watching, surveillance state. One time watching, neighborhood wait. Between protection and predation, between service and invasion. That's where badge and gun perverted. That's where justice gets diverted. Mandatory minimums for certain zip codes, while suburban users get treatment modes. Asset forfeiture without conviction, legal theft with official description. Quarters they deny, but everybody knows exist
the end of month when numbers need to grow. Internal affairs, protecting their own, while good cops silenced are forced to roam. Parallel construction to hide illegal search. Confidential informants pressure with research. Material witness holds as coercion tools. Breaking families and standard protocol rules. Community policing just a PR stunt when occupation mentality is their front. One time watching, eyes everywhere. One time watching, moving with care. One time watching, surveillance state. One time watching, neighborhood wait, neighborhood wait, neighborhood wait. One time watching, eyes everywhere. One time watching, moving with care. One time watching, surveillance state. One time watching, neighborhood wait, neighborhood wait, neighborhood wait. I'm architect. Building verse by verse while whack MCs rehearse their lines that sound worse. My flow is concrete, your foundation's weak. I construct lyrical skyscrapers when I speak. Blueprint precision with every syllable placed, while amateur builders get easily erased. My vocabulary's expanding like the projects, while you're stuck on simple words like objects. I'm designing metaphors that stand the test of time, while you still tracing someone else's rhymes. To the mic and get vocally evicted. My construction site of words leaves you restricted. Rhyme architect building with precision. Rhyme architect making verbal decisions. Rhyme architect crafting with skill. Rhyme architect lyrics built to kill. I'm dropping science while you're failing math. My verbal equation leaves division in your path. I calculate moves before I make my attack. Your cheap calculator can't compute my exact. This ain't about jewelry or who's got the most cash. It's about who can make the illest rhymes that last. I'm well constructed while you're falling apart. Demolition to pretenders is a lyrical art. I'm drafting classics while you sketch weak attempts. Your blueprint stolen, my design's exempt from criticism cause my structure's too sound. You're building on sand, I'm on solid ground. Rhyme architect building with precision. Rhyme architect making verbal decisions. Rhyme architect crafting with skill. Rhyme architect lyrics built to kill. Measure twice, cut once. That's how I craft my flow. While amateurs rush, I plan before I go. I'm constructing empires while you build shacks. My verbal framework leaves no room for cracks. I'm laying bricks of knowledge in perfect rows, while your rhyme structure constantly shows structural damage from poor foundation. I'm building for decades, not just one station. My verbal blueprints are studied and copied, but biters get buried when their skills are sloppy. I'm drawing up plans that'll stand through storms, while your cardboard cutout barely performs. This is craftsmanship at its finest form, setting new standards, creating new norms. Rhyme architect building with precision. Rhyme architect making verbal decisions. Rhyme architect crafting with skill. Rhyme architect lyrics built to kill. Kill, 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 kill. Listen up, I'm about to accelerate this verbal demonstration, creating architectural manifestations with lyrical fabrications. My mental blueprints leave your foundation cracking and breaking, while I'm constructing metaphorical skyscrapers we're taking. Systematic, emphatic, my flow's mathematical, attacking whack MCs with tactical, practical rap formulas, spitting syllables in rapid succession with aggressive progression, making a vocal impression that causes concession. I'm building monuments while you construct garden sheds. My verbal structures occupy space inside critics' heads. Syntactical mastery, rhythmical battery, even competitors shattered their dreams and tatters. It's tragic to see. I calculate, calibrate, then devastate the competition with precision, demolition of your weak composition. So witness the quickness with which I flip this linguistic gymnastics, while your plastic lyrics collapse under pressure. That's classic. The architect's back with impact that's massive. My rap scaffolding stacked with patterns fantastic. Rhyme architect building with precision. Rhyme architect making verbal decisions. Rhyme architect craft lyrics built to kill. Kill, 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 kill. Bomb architect building with precision. Bomb architect making verbal decision. Bomb architect crafting with skill. Bomb architect lyrics built to kill. Rule of street economics, diversify your hustle. Corner store to flea market, always stay in the struggle. Supply and demand is the law that we follow. No MBA needed for the knowledge we swallow. Learn from watching hustlers turn nothing to something. Before Forbes magazine, the block was our consultant. Working with what you got, making dollars stretch. When every penny counts, you learn to never catch. A spending habit that leaves your pockets thin. The art of the flip is where it all begins. See opportunities where others only see blocks. Turn disadvantages into advantages. That's how we rock. Street economics, urban money rules. Street economics, turning hustles into jewels. Street economics, the science of the grind. Street economics, keeping business on your mind. No venture capital for businesses in the hood. Just ingenuity in doing what we could. With limited resources but unlimited drive. Innovation born from the need to survive. See the barbershop, that's networking central. Information exchange is purely essential. From hand-to-hand sales to word-of-mouth marketing. Before social media, we learned targeting. Every neighborhood has its entrepreneurs. Self-made bosses who serve as mentors. Teaching youth about profit and loss without the formal training of a financial boss. Street economics, urban money rules. Street economics, turning hustles into jewels. Street economics, the science of the grind. Street economics, keeping business on your mind. From the bottom up, with nothing but plans. Building empires, with nothing but hands. Bootleg tapes to t-shirt sales. Finding legal hustles when other options fail. Car wash in the summer, shoveling snow in winter. Always being resourceful, never a quitter. The corner boys study the block like Wall Street. Understanding territories and when to compete. Time is money, that's the universal truth. Learning early separates the veterans from the youth. Reputation is currency, don't never forget. Your name in these streets is your greatest asset. Building clientele through service and respect. That's how street businesses stay correct. Street economics, urban money rules. Street economics, turning hustles into jewels. Street economics, the science of the grind. Street economics, keeping business on your mind. Street economics, urban money rules. Street economics, turning hustles into jewels. Street economics, the science of the grind. Street economics, keeping business on your mind.
When the student is ready, the master.
But what happens when the master becomes invisible? Then you must learn to feel what cannot be seen. Cannot be seen.
Ghosts moving through projects like a phantom menace. Invisible to ops, my presence leaves them senseless. Shadow tactics moving underneath street lights. Lyrical martial law enforced at midnight. Chronicles written in invisible ink. Deciphered only by those who properly think. streets talking codes that the law can't translate. Ghost Cipher unlocked at wisdom's gate, moving like specters through housing developments. Each bar a lesson with deadly implements. Knowledge born in darkness shines brightest light. Mental elevation reaches its highest height when understanding drops from clouds of confusion. Ghost narrative cutting through mind's illusion. Ghost Cipher moving unseen through the realm. Knowledge decoded while standing at the helm. Ghost Cipher, invisible but deadly precise. When wisdom drops, make sure you catch it twice. Legendary status achieved through stealth movements. Each calculated step causes improvements to mental fortitude built from concrete foundations. Scientific method applied to street education. Ghost mathematics figured on project walls. Secret formulas whispered in tenement halls. Shadow government within the community, building strength through knowledge and unity. Unseen forces guide the righteous direction. Mind projection creates its own protection, vanishing into darkness when the heat approaches. Mental tactics taught by invisible coaches. Street parables passed down through generations. Ghost presence felt throughout the nation. Ghost Cipher, moving unseen through the realm. Knowledge decoded while standing at the helm. Ghost Cipher, invisible but deadly precise. When wisdom drops, make sure you catch it twice. Disappearing act when the system comes looking. Ghost methods mastered while the lesson's cooking. Invisible hand guiding through darkest nights. Phantom wisdom bringing the hidden to light. Slaying mental dragons with shadow sword play. Ghosts moving through alleys in broad daylight, undetected by those with untrained vision. Third eye blinded by television's division. Iron fist concealed in velvet darkness. Mental combat leaves opponents regardless of preparation. Strategic ghost operation. Lyrical assassination causing devastation to weak mentalities stuck in stagnation. Unseen movements create foundation for revolution built on ancient principles. Ghost methods make the invisible invincible. Cryptic language that the worthy translate. Ghost Cipher unlocked at wisdom's gate. Ghost Cipher moving unseen through the realm. Knowledge decoded while standing at the helm. Ghost Cipher, invisible but deadly precise. When wisdom drops, make sure you catch it twice.
Yeah. Through cracked sidewalks, stories rise like steam. Project windows frame portraits of the dream. Deferred, I observe the scenery shift. Time capsule memories through mind I sift. Corner store proprietor knows me by name. Your father walked these blocks, y'all look the same. Neighborhood historian with weathered hands. Witness the evolution of these concrete lands. Where once black businesses lined the avenue, now corporate chains is all that revenue. I document the block like it's sacred text. Preservation of a culture they try to annex. Through gentrification and strategic neglect, still resilience flows through every project. Chronicles of the block written in stone. Tales of survival where adversity's grown. Chronicles of the block, history unfolds between concrete cracks where the truth is told.
Let me paint the picture with feminine stroke. Through eyes of mothers who bear the yoke of raising warriors in war zones alone, stretching dollars while keeping troubles unknown. From children whose innocence we fight to protect. Society quick to judge but slow to respect. The strength it takes to transform pain to power. Blooming like roses through the concrete shower. I represent for women holding down households. Single mothers whose stories rarely get told. Queens raising kings without their crown shown. Backbone of communities, flesh and bone. The matriarch whose wisdom guides the block. Unsung heroines whose strength they try to block.
Chronicles of the block written in stone. Tales of survival where adversity's grown. Chronicles of the block, history unfolds between concrete cracks where the truth is. Through my lens, I capture what the media distorts. Statistics and stereotype false reports. The complexity of life beyond the surface view. I paint with words so the picture comes through. Crystal clear like the corner store surveillance. Documenting our existence with due diligence. The young scholar reading books on the stoop. The ex-con mentoring kids to recoup what the system stole from them in wasted years. The entrepreneurs creating without venture tears. The block party uniting generations and dance community guard.
gardeners, giving nature a chance to breathe life into concrete through determination. These chronicles deserve proper documentation. The block speaks if you know how to listen. Stories embedded in walls that have witnessed generations rising and falling like tides through struggles and triumphs. No place to hide from the truth of our existence, authentic and raw, the beauty and pain of it all. My pen bleeds ink like the ancestor sacrifice. Each verse a testament, each bar precise. Chronicling movements from civil rights to now. Connecting threads showing the why and how of conditions we face and resistance we build through culture and knowledge that can't be killed. I'm the griot, the historian, the documentarian, the voice of the voiceless, contrarian to narrative scripted by those who fear the power of people when truth is clear. So I chronicle the block with reverence deep. These stories too valuable to let them sleep in forgotten corners of collective memory. The block's chronicles complete our story.
Chronicles of the block written in stone, tales of survival where adversity's grown. Chronicles of the block, history unfolds between concrete cracks where the truth is told.
Yo, yeah. Yo, knowledge born first, the foundation of wisdom. Building numerical systems within prison of mental limitations, breaking free through understanding that follows the cipher's truth. Wisdom manifests as the third eye opens. Mathematics supreme while the mind's ocean deepens through culture, power refined. Equality balances what's rightfully mine. God building civilizations through sound. Original man since earth spins round. Knowledge again, completing the cycle. Supreme mathematics makes survival vital. In concrete jungles where wisdom's applied. Through mental equations previously denied. Yo. Supreme mathematics, universal language. Knowledge to wisdom, understanding's advantage. Supreme mathematics, cosmic calculations. Building civilizations through mental equations. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, following culture. Power refines equality in the God culture. Building earth through calculated addition. Cipher decodes the supreme mission. Born understanding how knowledge transforms into wisdom while culture power storms. Through equal measures of God and earth. Building cipher, knowledge giving rebirth to understanding wisdom's cultural power. Equal to God's building every hour. On earth where ciphers reveal knowledge. Understanding wisdom outside of college. Cultural power equalizing godly. Earth builders using cipher knowledge wisely. Supreme mathematics, universal language. Knowledge to wisdom, understanding's advantage. Supreme mathematics, cosmic calculations. Building civilizations through mental equations. Yo. 1 through 9 plus 0 forms the basis. 10 principles guiding through life's mazes. Mathematical codes unlock the mysteries. Universal truths through cosmic histories. Knowledge of self is the supreme foundation. Understanding follows through mental excavation. Wisdom surfaces with cultural application. Power emerges through righteous activation. Equality balances the scales of justice. God inside man, never external, thus this building process creates civilization. Earth provides context for manifestation. Through cipher, complete the knowledge returns. Understanding wisdom as culture power burns. Equally bright as God's building blocks. Earth's rotation while the cipher unlocks. Knowledge again, completing the circle. Supreme mathematics making survival fertile. Supreme mathematics, universal language. equations. Trapped in the mind maze, no escape from the thoughts that ricocheting off mental walls I've got constructed out of pressure. The pleasure of release through syllable stack, meticulously piece by piece. The beast inside unleashed when pencil hits the pad, connecting dots that mainstream rappers never had. The capacity to grasp its mathematics, the way I calculate each rhyme scheme, design schemes to display technical proficiency, efficiency in delivery. Every word precisely placed, no mistakes, no forgery. Just raw skill developed through obsessive practice. While critics and competitors can't understand the tactics behind the madness. Method acting through the mic, channeling intensity that most can't get right. Lost in the mind maze, thoughts racing at light speed. Can't navigate the pathway, except through these rhymes I bleed.
Let me infiltrate the labyrinth you created. Mental architecture complicated, never dated. Innovative patterns where words are calculated, mathematical precision. Critics fascinated by the way I navigate through complex structures. Verbal acupuncture, puncturing assumptions that technical proficiency belongs to one gender. I enter the arena as a skilled contender, with multi-syllabic rhymes designed with intent. Every consonant and vowel placement, heaven sent. Mind maze navigation through verbal dexterity, delivering with clarity and severe sincerity. The intensity required to stand alongside technical masters while carving my own tide.
Lost in the mind maze, thoughts racing at light speed. Can't navigate the pathway, except through these rhymes I bleed.
The only way out is through. The only escape is truth. The only release is proof that I can construct and destroy these mental labyrinths at will.
Accelerating now to demonstrate the skill set that separates amateurs from those who kill threats. With verbal ammunition loaded in the chamber, brains a danger zone where thoughts grow stranger. By the second I reckon the method is evident in how I'm shredding the beat with flows so prevalent. In complexity, perplexity in every line, connected syllables like they're valentines. Sent to listeners who appreciate the craft of wordplay so detailed it makes competitors draft. Resignation letters better recognize the talent. Balance between speed and comprehension stays valiant. As I navigate mental corridors constructed from years of studying patterns others have conducted. Mind maze getting denser with each verse I spit. Cerebral cortex twisted like lyrics legit. The way I flip linguistics, ballistics with words. Vicious, malicious, delicious, absurd. The speed at which I'm processing thoughts to expression. Depression channeled through aggressive vocal progression. Transgressing boundaries of typical flows. Syllables stacked higher than winter snows. Showing what decades of dedication produces. No excuses for mediocrity. No uses for basic patterns when complex designs intertwine, redefine, rhyme schemes combine. Technical mastery with raw emotion, setting the standards in verbal explosion. Lost in the mind maze, thoughts racing at light speed. Can't navigate the pathway, except through these rhymes I bleed. Yo, welcome to the city where legends are born. 5 boroughs strong from dusk till dawn. Where corner store servers information posts and rooftop parties turn strangers to hosts. From the Bronx to Brooklyn, Queens to Staten, Manhattan in the middle where it all keeps happening. City of kings where crowns are earned not given. Where surviving day to day is a different kind of living. Skyscrapers cast shadows on the projects below. Where future MCs and ball players grow. Every block has its tales, every hood its stars. Every train carries dreamers near and far. City of kings, Concrete throne, city of kings, where legends roam. City of kings, from block to block. City of kings, we rise to the top. Where bodegas and barbershops keep the culture alive, and street philosophers help the youth survive. Where fashion starts on corners before hitting the runway, and slang becomes language in its own unique way. Where mixtapes pass from hand to hand like gold, and park jams continue stories untold. Where graffiti transforms trains into moving art, and basketball courts are where reputations start. From uptown to downtown, east side to west, each neighborhood putting skills to the test. Where pizza shops stay open to the break of day, and subway cars become stages for dancers to play. City of kings, concrete throne. City of kings, where legends roam. City of kings, from block to block. City of kings, we rise to the top. From lamppost to stoop, from hydrant to court, every inch of these streets has a story to report. Where winter tests your soul when it's bitter cold, and summer brings the block out young and old. Where street knowledge often trumps what's taught in school, and respect is the most important rule. Where boom boxes echo between brick walls, and payphones connect important calls. Where corner ciphers birth the illest rhymes, and street entrepreneurs hustle to shine. Where taxi cabs honk in a constant symphony, and pigeon flocks observe our human comedy. This concrete jungle shapes who we become. From many backgrounds we stand as one. City of kings, concrete throne. City of kings, where legends roam. City of kings, from block to block. City of kings, we rise to the top. City of kings, concrete thrones. City of kings, where legends roam. City of kings, from block to block. City of kings, we rise to the top. Yeah. Rolling through the city with my mind on the grind. Windows down, bass up, slow motion time. Got street wisdom flowing through my veins like wine. Concrete scholar with these thoughts of mine. Knowledge is the key to understanding. Understanding is the key to evolution. That's what I learned between the block and books, when both the streets and scholars gave me looks. Some call it hustle, I call it survival school, where every lesson breaks another golden rule. What is love if it's all shall not surface, and the all to which it is shall not be? Before the internet was telling us what's true, we got our facts from elders who had lived it through. The OGs passed down game from lips to ear. Street philosophy that made it all so clear. Street philosopher, concrete intellectual, breaking down life between the corners and the decimal. Street philosopher, wisdom in the residual, turning hard lessons into something influential. Different life imitates different art. That is the life of each of art's concubines. From graffiti walls to corner store debates, the streets been teaching longer than the school gates. They say you can't get wisdom without pain. Can't find your purpose till you dance in the rain. I learn more from failures than success. To understand knowledge is to explain. Hood metaphysics got me seeing through the scheme. System designed to interrupt the dream, but we philosophize beneath the streetlight glow, trading theories on the things they don't want us to know. paradox of learning what oppresses you, using their tools to build what impresses you. Story which develops ideas humane, contrasting beliefs or analogy. Street philosopher, concrete intellectual, breaking down life between the corners and the decimal. Street philosopher, wisdom in the residual, turning hard lessons into something influential. Between the hustle and the struggle, between the concrete and the rubble, lies the truth if you can see it. Knowledge flows, just gotta free it. They never thought that we could think beyond the block, that wisdom couldn't flourish where the cops knock. But every street corner had its Socrates, dropping gems between the tragedies. This road I travel to find so obscure, the substance called truth that knowledge procured. We debated politics while passing the bottle, found enlightenment where they said we couldn't follow. When you've seen both heaven and hell on earth, you gain perspective on what wisdom's worth. The greatest teachers never had degrees, just battle scars and street philosophies. Now I pass down what was passed to me, raw knowledge for the youth so they can see. The key to gaining knowledge is to learn where philosophy increases knowledge. Street philosopher, concrete intellectual, breaking down life between the corners and the decimal. Street philosopher, wisdom in the residual, turning hard lessons into something influential.
That changed me for good. Trust nobody but always stay true. Watch for snakes wearing friendly disguise too. Money, power, respect, what I chase. Built my empire at a ruthless pace. Enemies wanna see my downfall, but I remain standing after it all. This is survival at any cost. Too many homies already lost. This is survival at any cost. Play by my rules or get crossed. Paranoia keeps me alive and sharp. Eyes in the back, watching in the dark. System designed to see us fail, either locked in prison or heading for hell. Loyalty rare like diamonds these days. Betrayal comes in so many ways. Territory marked, lines clearly drawn. Real recognized, real from dusk till dawn. This is survival at any cost. Too many homies already lost. This is survival at any cost. Play by my rules or get crossed. They wonder why we angry. They wonder why we cold. When you've seen what I've seen, when you felt what I've felt, when survival's your only option, when death lurks around each corner, when trust becomes a liability, when your life means nothing to society. This is survival at any cost. Too many homies already lost. This is survival at any cost. Play by my rules or get crossed.
outside looking in, never fitting with them or with these. Caught between two worlds like I'm stuck in the breeze. Too white for the cipher, too broke for the burbs. Trailer park kid with a head full of words, scribbling in notebooks while the power gets cut. Single mother working doubles, we're stuck in a rut. Kids at school laughing at my secondhand clothes. White trash stigma everywhere that I go. Watching hip-hop videos, feeling the connection, but knowing I'd face nothing but rejection if I step to the mic with my pale complexion. Fighting this internal war, battling depression. Every day's a struggle just to find my place. Rhymes are my escape from what I can't face.
Outside looking in, never belonging anywhere. Trying to find my voice when nobody seems to care. Outside looking in, through windows to another life. Sharpening these words till they cut like a knife. Let me speak on being the token in every room. Expected to be grateful just for making it through. The doors that slam shut on those who look like me, but I'm caught in between what others want me to be. White girl who loves hip-hop, they say it's just a phase, while I'm writing rhymes through all my darkest days. Told I'm appropriating when I'm just trying to create an escape from the trailer where my mom stays awake. Counting pennies for dinner while I dream of the stage. Fighting stereotypes and minimum wage. Outside looking in from a different perspective. Female voice in the game that's too often neglected of anyone who doesn't fit the established mold. Our struggles might differ, but the pain is still cold. Outside looking in, never belonging anywhere. Trying to find my voice when nobody seems to care. Outside looking in, through windows to another life. Sharpening these words till they cut like a knife.
They say stay in your lane, but I never had one. Carving out my path with these words as my gun. Fighting for respect in a world full of doubt. This is what the struggle's really out. I remember standing at the edge of the circle, wanting to jump in the cipher, feeling infernal. Pressure building up, like who does this kid think he is? Pale face, trailer trash, living in poverty's grip. Listening to legends on a busted Walkman. Memorizing verses while my stomach is growling. Mom's working night shifts, dad's been long gone. Left with baby sister trying to keep the lights on. Reading dictionaries to expand my vocabulary. Necessary tactics for the rhymes that I carry. Dreams bigger than the trailer we're trapped in. Skills sharper than the knife that's been stabbing at my confidence every time they laughing. Tell me white boy, go find another passion. Now I'm spitting fire with a vengeance that's burning. Creating my lane when the whole world's turning. It's back on the kid who didn't fit the image of what a rapper should be. Now witness the metamorphosis of an outsider looking into an insider who's winning, beginning to grin at all those who said that I wouldn't make it. Took all that pain and finally faced it. Transformed it to fuel for the rhymes that I'm stacking. Computer paper for beats that I'm tracking. A bedroom studio held together with tape. Using words as my method to finally escape that feeling of always being stuck on the outside. Now these rhymes are my home, and inside them I reside.
Outside looking in, never belonging anywhere. Trying to find my voice when nobody seems to care. Outside looking in through windows to another life. Sharpen these words till they cut like a knife.
night.
Can't sleep, too many demons. Can't rest, too many reasons to keep my eyes open. In these streets I've been chosen.
Caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. Life of crime's the only path I see. Systems don't set up for us all to fail. Either locked in prison or behind the veil. Rage builds inside, pressure about to blow. This reality's the only one I know. Play the cards I'm dealt, no complaints. Living with the burden, carrying the weight.
Can't sleep, too many demons. Can't rest, too many reasons to keep my eyes open. In these streets I've been chosen.
They wonder why we angry. They wonder why we snap. Try walking in these shoes. Try living through this trap. When options limited. When hope seems far away. When every single day could be your final day.
Can't sleep, too many demons. Can't rest, too many reasons to keep my eyes open. In these streets
I've been chosen. They wonder why we angry. They wonder why we snap. Try walking in these shoes. Try living through the straps. When options limited. When hope start laying. When every single day could be your final day. They call it borrowed culture, I call it salvation. Hip-hop raised me when my family's situation was deteriorating faster than my concentration. In classrooms where teachers had low expectations. For the white trash kid with the second-hand shoes, using headphones as escape, hip-hop was my muse. Now I'm caught in debates about appropriate use of an art form born from struggle I didn't choose, but connected with deeply. Felt it in my bones through broken Walkman speakers and dial-up tones. Downloading instrumentals to practice my flows. Studying legends to learn how the craft goes. Question my presence, I question it too. Respect for the culture in everything I do.
Is it borrowed culture when it saves your life? Is it appropriation when you hold it tight? Walking the line between respect and theft, trying to find my place without causing distress. Let me speak on this tightrope we're walking, between appreciation and mockery talking. As someone who found herself through these rhythms, but understands history's complex algorithms of power and privilege, cultural extraction versus genuine love and respectful interaction, with art that resonates beyond its creation, a delicate balance of appreciation without erasing origins or claiming ownership, just gratitude for the lessons and fellowship that saved me when nothing else made sense. My love for this culture remains intense, but mindful of spaces I enter with humility, recognizing my place with responsibility. Is it borrowed culture when it saves your life? Is it appropriation when you hold it tight? Walking the line between respect and theft, trying to find my place without causing distress.
Yeah, culture
culture isn't static, it flows and evolves through generations across borders as it resolves into new forms influenced by countless voices. The question becomes about conscious choices to honor origins while adding your chapter with respect as the foundation of what you're after. Listen, I'm existing in this intersection of passion and history, vividly aware of the fraction of understanding I have, but the attraction to this art form wasn't random or fashionable action. It was life support when my world was crashing, when trailer walls couldn't contain the clashing of dysfunction and dreams. These beats and rhymes became the structure I needed to climb out of circumstance, enhance my chance to express emotions I couldn't name at a glance. So I studied a culture with reverence, persistence, acknowledge the shoulders I stand on with insistence. That credit is given where due perspective maintained. Borrowed culture becomes shared when respected.
So call it borrowed culture, but acknowledge the truth that art transcends boundaries while remaining rooted in specific experiences we must respect, not dilute or distort, but connect. Through new universal struggles differently expressed, poverty has many faces variously dressed. In different neighborhoods across this nation, my appreciation is an appropriation. When I step to the mic with consciousness intact, knowledge of history giving credit exact to pioneers who paved the way for us all. Standing on their shoulders, I still stand small, but grateful for borrowed culture that shaped my voice. Now I return the respect, no other choice. Is it borrowed culture when it saves your life? Is it appropriation when you hold it tight? Walking the line between respect and theft, trying to find my place without causing distress.
Another black suit, another funeral procession, another mother crying, another grave depression, another candlelight vigil on concrete corners, another balloon release for fallen mourners. Combat zone without the military benefits, no counseling for PTSD or government commitments, just endless cycles of revenge and retaliation, while media reports numbers without humanization. Neighborhood Vietnam with similar body counts, while politicians offer prayers in small amounts, teddy bears and t-shirts marking death locations. Children growing up thinking this is normal situations. Funeral homes, the only businesses thriving in neighborhoods where many aren't surviving. Casualties of war fought on city blocks. Casualties of war, trauma never stops. Casualties of war, memorials on walls. Casualties of war, when another soldier falls. Attending more funerals than graduations, growing numb to loss through normalization. Young faces and caskets becoming routine. Memorial t-shirts, a neighborhood scene. Children with 1,000-yard stares before 10, having seen more death than combat veterans. Learning to hit the floor when fireworks pop. Instincts developed when bullets drop. Knowing the difference between car backfire and gunshots before learning to write cursive. Neighborhood boundaries drawn in blood. Territorial disputes misunderstood by outsiders who never witnessed the carnage of economic oppression's collateral damage. Casualties of war fought on city blocks. Casualties of war, trauma never stops. Casualties of war, memorials on walls. Casualties of war, when another soldier falls. Between victim and perpetrator, between vengeance and pacifier, that's where the cycle continues. That's where more souls diminish. Trauma, medicine developed in these streets before being exported to foreign defeat. Bullet wounds so common, doctors specialize in treating injuries. War zones recognized. Missing generation of fathers and brothers, leaving single grandmothers, raising others. Children's crayon drawings showing bullets and blood instead of sunshine and rainbows as they should. Mental health crisis, nobody addressing.
memorials every single day, wondering if you're next while trying to stay away from conflicts with no resolution, in a war zone without hope of solution. Casualties of war fought on city blocks. Casualties of war, trauma never stops. Casualties of war, memorials on walls. Casualties of war, when another soldier falls.